So I want to talk about the Aqara or Aquaria, however you want to say that name for the G5 Pro camera. It's like their first, like I would say, really real jump into the whole PoE or even Wi-Fi camera world. If you're doing like Blue Iris, Frigate, and all want to do tweaking and changing things, this is even worse than Reolink, so probably not a camera for you, but let's go ahead and talk about some of the features because some people may want this camera. So the first thing right out the gate, it is more than just a camera. And I will say it is pretty cool to see this Home Assistant, even though if it is the older Home Assistant icon, but it's cool to see Home Assistant out on an actual product out there. And yeah, you'll notice right out the bat, it is a Matter bridge, Matter controller. It also does Thread. It's all like this hub thing built in. And it does actually join the Thread network. And I'll show you right here. So in my Thread network, you can see there's the Aqara cam right there, G5. It's plugged in through Ethernet. I do have the PoE version, so it becomes a Thread border router. And what that means is like Thread is kind of like Zigbee, but it's the newer thing of it. And you're going to have your repeaters, and this one is hooked up through Ethernet. So pretty cool. Same thing. I've got another one of their hubs. And actually, one of my Google Nest hubs is also in my like four thing of border router networks. Now I've got a Homey Pro out there, and I think even one of the Amazon Alexas, but they won't join up with this preferred network and be and play nice with everybody. But Aqara does. So yeah, you say, well, it's a camera. Well, where's this for? Is I would say if this is really for a user that's deep off in the Aqara ecosystem, like if you have all their sensors and your doorbells and their hubs and their locks and everything like that, then this is probably a great solution for you because the way it is, if like the hub, like for some reason becomes disconnected, this can automatically join over and jump to it. And yeah, it's just a camera, but the wheels kind of fall off because stay tuned. I'll talk about this mount. And yes, I am picky on mounts because like I didn't like some of Real Link's, but this is worse than Real Link's mount. Even in their graphic, who the hell, let's see if we can zoom in, does this? No one's gonna screw in this to there and then put the wire through this cap, but you'd have to cut the cap. That's totally a drawing. This isn't the way it is. I'll show some clips of how bad the mount is. So yeah, if you want to jump, you can find the little subjects and the things down below and jump to the chapter you want. Now, the cool thing is it does recognize faces, vehicles, people, animals, supposedly. It does okay. I did have it out on my driveway and it wouldn't recognize me unless I was really close to it. And then what was weird, I had it in my driveway and the app kind of sucks. So yeah, I'm sorry, all the video for some reason when it was on the driveway recorded everything as SD. And then when I moved it to the front yard, it's weird. We'll get into all the app. I don't like it. I was probably trying to do a short on this um video, and yeah, they do at least have a black one we're looking at here, but let's just jump over to the video quality. So you can automatically see this is Blue Iris, so that means we do have RTSP straight out the box, but again, that's where the wheels fall off. This is up against, if you really compare, because the front door is this one here. This is like one of my favorite Empire Tech cameras for, it's just awesome for low level light. It's really kind of dark out here and it makes it look like daylight. Now, same kind of thing here with the G5 Pro. It does kind of fall flat on color, as you can see, but it does a pretty good job at, doing like being able just to see out in the dark. Now we'll pull up a clip here. So during the day, and yeah, this is in Blue Iris, so don't pay mind to like some of the video quality. This isn't the exact video quality of the files here. I would have to export those out and put those. I may do a few out there for B-roll, but you can see it does a pretty decent job during the day. I mean, most cameras do work during the day, no problem. In the front for like colored, it does kind of blow the things out. I did try to do the package detection. I just had mixed results because of the problem you can see here is my mat is square and then my delivery box is square as well. And so it would just think that those weren't packages and it you had to turn the package a certain way. UPS actually sometimes, or I think it's Amazon, doesn't understand how to use a delivery box and they'll just put stuff on the ground and it didn't trigger the package detection. And then where that really falls off, you think, hey, well, I could do person and package detection and all this cool stuff and bring it into Home Assistant. Can't do that yet. And do they have plans? I don't know. Um, the thing is, let me jump over. I did add it as a Matter camera, and this is what you get. There's no camera. So it just gets this identified. I think it blinks the LED on the front. And that's another weird thing. Like you can't turn the LED off all the time. It's like only a schedule, and the app is super weird. So I did actually add it as a HomeKit actual camera, and it does come up. It does give you the light bulb as you can turn on the little LED on the front for spotlight. And then you can actually see the camera itself in Home Assistant. I don't know if this is scrunched because it's just the SD feed, but it is a live feed. And then you get the motion sensor. That's it. You don't get really anything else. It's kind of jank. So there's no ONVIF events. You can't right now. Now some of this may change with software. So you don't get like, hey, I want to see if there's a package and send me a notification through Home Assistant. No, you're not going to be able to do any of that with the current software setup they have. So just to run down the specs of this thing, it's not 4K. So you're going to see like the resolution says Quad HD. It's just 2688 by 1520. So 4K is what, 3840 by 2160, I believe. So it's not a 4K camera, but it does have that f1.0, which should give you, which it does, a good night vision on there. Now, they do have two versions, PoE, Wi-Fi. They do have a white and a black version, but then they really want to push their cloud subscription to record on there. I think that's the reason why I had the SD recordings, because it was just recording to the camera itself and recording in SD. And I downloaded them, and then later I kept pushing their Guardian on me. And so I went ahead and said, yeah, I'll do it for a trial. And I think that's when it started recording the HD videos for me. So it's really where things just fell flat for me was on the software side of things. Didn't see anything in there where I could do like constant recording to the camera or put any other SD cards in it. I guess I could pair it with Blue Iris or Frigate, but then you're limited on some of the features. You can't tweak the frame rate. You can't tweak the ratio of the frames. You can't do the frames per second. You can't tweak. There's just nothing. I couldn't figure out couldn't even adjust the color saturation, which should be a simple feature of the camera. Now, I did have some cool features like the thread and the matter things, but it's got a long way to go before the software is there to really use this. I hope that they'll do some upgrades. But yeah, I'm not going to say that this is a great camera to like anyone to buy. And I'll even put it out of my perspective. Would I run out and go buy my brother or my mom this camera to put in their house? Absolutely not. I would probably just go get them a cheap Reolink system and like they can put it on their phone and not have to deal with any of this other stuff. And it has normal settings. So that'll about do it for this one. I do appreciate Aqara for sending this over for review, but I'm going to have to give this one a thumbs down. And yeah, hopefully they'll fix some of the software issues. But yeah, you can't fix the mount issues. So why not? Let's just go through the app live. It's weird. This is the Aqara app. So you can come in here and do a few things, but then they're always pushing their home Guardian. And so let's just look at that right quick as it pulls up. The Home Guardian is, let's go ahead and I'm not going to actually purchase this. So we're looking at like $10 a month for my damn camera. That's stupid. I'm not paying that. Um, but I guess that's multiple cameras, but I only have one. So I guess it's $5 per camera, but I'm not buying multiple of these. Um, let's go back. So you can come in here and hit the album and get like screenshot recordings and stuff I like saved and, play them back. And so let's do a video. So did a face recognition on this. It actually picked out, this is kind of the neat feature. It picked out OG right here, and it could, it knew what he looked like, but he got close enough to the camera. And that's the thing, is I really don't have somewhere where I could get this closer to the door to get a better package detection. So, but let's see, let's do person detection. We do get like people walking out, lingerer. That's not lingerie. You get animal detection. Like always these cats and stuff that go back and forth. They're not my cats. Package detection. So let's see. This was like, I put the package out here and I was just trying to mess around with it and see if it would still work. But then like, it'll say the package is missing if it's sitting right there. Cause I guess it gets confused on my box, but, let's see, lens obstruction, vehicle recognition. Oh, this is other weird thing. The AI sound detection. It thinks birds are alarm sounds all the time for me. I'm actually going to take the camera down, and I don't feel I need to use this camera anymore. It's not something I do want to continue to use in my home because the mount sucks. The plug sucks to it, and I need to hide the wire. And then the problem is, if you want to plug in, then you need to be on your Thread stuff. Well, then I'm going to be on an isolated network, but then Thread's not there because of the cameras, and then you're exposed. It's a whole thing of weirdness with this Aqara camera. So probably on Discord, I'll find somebody that really wants this camera. You can already see where this is going. This is an outdoor camera, but then the wire just hangs down. Yeah, it's weird. Like a regular bullet or even a turret, whatever. Basically, when you mount it like on the bottom of a soffit, I'm sure I'll show a picture here, you don't even see this wire. Normally seeing this wire is bad. Someone could cut it, or it looks horrible in an install. Normally there's a mount that goes through the mount and the wire actually comes out through this piece here, and that way you can just have it go through the wall or the whatever on the ceiling, whatever it is, and that way you don't see this wire here. So I don't like that. Then, just like with Reolink ones on some of their turrets, there's no set screw on this. So once you mount it, if something bumps it, whatever, guess what? Your camera's moving. And if you've had to get up on a ladder and put this somewhere, then you're going to be pretty pissed off when the damn camera moves. So not really a great idea. And then the mount's weird. You have to mount this plate with the two screws, and then it like clicks in, and then you have to do this little screw here. It's really weird. So for the front, of course, you do get their like true night vision color thing. I think this is the PIR sensor on it, and then you get the LED behind it. Then on the back of it, and again, it's just your QR codes for HomeKit and Matter, and then you get the reset button. I don't know if it's supposed to have a micro SD card on there, or maybe that's another model. I'll see if I can find out. But yeah, it's just this weird thing. I don't know. I guess you have to start somewhere on a camera. This is, hopefully they learn from their mistakes and watch some of these videos and go look at other outdoor cameras to see how they mount up and everything. This isn't it. So I'm sorry, Aqara, this ain't it. It seems nice on paper, but then when you start really looking into a lot of things and how we're going to integrate it into the home and with Home Assistant and other things, that's where the wheels fall off. And then the whole mount issue, trying to put this outside with no set screws and the wire dangling and coming from the back of it, it just isn't it. Start over.